I'm Paul Nyakwaka Agola. I live in Yenga village in Marera sub-location, northwest Kisumu location, Maseno division of Kisumu West district. I'm a farmer. I grow maize, sorghum, and other crops. Now, all along, myself and other farmers in Yenga village have had problems in growing the crops that we use as our subsistence in this place. The major problems we have had are weeds that are known as the striga weed. The other one is stem borer. And the other one is low soil fertility. These problems have caused us a lot of loss in crop production. When I come to striga weed, in most cases, this is the striga weed. The striga weed is a parasitic kind of plant. It depends mostly on the nutrients that is consumed by our maize. And when it invests, when we have a lot of it in the maize production plot, when you grow your maize, the maize will hardly grow beyond this height. And in this case, there will be no production at all. And for that matter, you will be doing without any yield. We used to grow maize even in 1 hectare plot, but the production used to be very little. You would be able to get at least 5 to 10 gorogoros within a hectare. Now the other problem we have had is the stem borer. Stem borer is produced by a kind of insect that is called moth. The larvae of the stem borer goes and feeds on the leaves of our maize. Now, after a certain period, after feeding on the leaves, it will go into the stalk of the maize. And after feeding on the maize, it destroys the stalk and the growth fails because the stalk will be very weak to sustain the whole kind of crop. And as a result of that, you can see in all leaves we have got holes made of stem borer. Now this will reduce tremendously the yield of our crop. And you see that is now a problem. The other one I said is low soil fertility. When we have got low soil fertility, we are not able to get enough maize or get enough crop. Now, before the year 2007, we went to a Kisumu show, and in that show we learned of many technologies. One of the technologies we learned was the push-pull kind of technology. This kind of technology is used for 3 major things. One, control of striga weed. The other one, control of stem borer, and also increase soil fertility. In this technology, there are components that are used. Around the plot, we plant napier grass. Within the plot, between maize and maize, we plant the desmodium. And this is the desmodium that we plant. We have got mostly two types of desmodium, green leaf and the silver leaf. Around the farm we also plant, I've said we plant the napier grass, and this is the napier grass that we plant. Why do we do that? For napier grass, it will work as a trap plant. The napier, the desmodium is a repellent. Now desmodium produces a kind of scent, a kind of smell that is nasty to the moth. When it is repelled, it goes to the napier grass. It is attracted by the napier grass. And on the napier grass, it will lay the eggs. The eggs will hatch into larvae or larvae. The napier grass produces a kind of sticky substance. This substance will trap the larva, and the larva will die there. Through that, eventually, the larvae will be killed, and eventually the stem borer will be no more in our farms. Denies the striga weed from attaching its roots to the maize crop. When it is denied, it will not be able to get the nutrients that the maize will be eating. Because I said that the striga weed is a kind of a parasite. A parasite is a kind of living thing that depends entirely on what the other living thing takes. It is like a tick, like a worm in the human body. The desmodium also brings out a kind of smell substance that will kill the seeds of the striga weed. The striga weed produces a lot of seeds. In any garden that is infested with the striga weed, for the first time the desmodium is planted, it will activate the germination of the striga weed. And because it is denied the nutrients, they will die before they mature. And in that case, they are suppressed until it reaches a time when they are no longer there in that kind of field. Now, the other thing that desmodium does to our farm, it also fixes nitrogen into our fields, and in that case, making the soil fertile. It is a natural way of making the soil fertile. When I started in this farm, which was about 15 meters by 25, I used to get less than 5 gorogoros, that is 5 tins of maize. But after doing this, from the year 2007, in one season, I usually get about 3 bags of 90 kilograms of maize. That is a very high yield in such a small area, which I could not get before the year 2007 when I learned of this technology. So one of the benefits is the high yield of maize that I get. The next one, my soil or my plot becomes naturally fertile. It is this kind of technology is environmentally friendly. It does not affect my soil. The other one, the desmodium is used as a fodder crop for my domestic animals like the cows, goats. When you use it in feeding your animals using the right ratio with desmodium and napier grass, you get high yield of milk from our dairy cows and from our dairy goats. Another benefit is that the napier grass and desmodium also helps in soil conservation. When you look at the farm, it slopes, but when you reach the lower part of it, you will see that the soil is conserved. At the same time, desmodium is also used as a mulch. If it grows and covers the soil, you will find that in the farm, the soil becomes very soft, and this enables roots to go deeper into the soil to get enough food. The other one, we can sell, and at this time we sell desmodium and napier grass to other farmers. One wheelbarrow is about 100 shillings. So even if you don't have domestic animals, when you grow napier grass and desmodium, you will be able to get money and use in other ways. Another thing that is beneficial to us is that the napier grass helps us as windbreak when it grows tall, because we harvest the desmodium beginning from inside, going around, and then you take the next one, going around, and then the last one. So all the times you will be able to safeguard your crops from the wind, and in that case it helps us as a windbreak. For this reason, I would like to advise fellow farmers who have not adapted this technology to do it, because it is quite beneficial.